Hey, it's Greg with Reality REI. Tip of the day coming to you from the west side of Oahu, hiking up to Kiana Point, which is the furthest most northwest tip of Oahu. You may have known on another tip I did a hike from Kiana up to Kiana Point, but from the North Shore. This is on the west side of the island. A little bit different as far as the topography. You know, a little rockier. Depending on the time of the year, sometimes a little greener, a little bit shorter of a hike, but it's also going through an area that's a little bit more local as far as when you get here. But it's a good change of pace, and it's a cool little spot either way to take the kids nice and level. Good scenery, good rocky beaches with some cool stuff, including a blowhole. And the tip of the day is if you are wondering when you should drop your price on your house. Let's say you're in a market that's you're not so sure about, let's say if it's a steady market, declining market, you have it on the market and it hasn't sold, when do you drop the price? Personally, what I like to do, there's going to be some factors involved, like if you've got a time crunch coming up, let's say the holidays, if you're getting close to Thanksgiving, which is to me is a pretty big time crunch, you know, it really depends on your market. I know that some areas like in the south in Florida, Phoenix, it's kind of the opposite, where the winter market is a little hotter than, let's say if you're up in the north where it kind of shuts down around Thanksgiving or so. Let's assume that you've got some kind of time frame on regarding that, or you don't have one. What I like to do is just systematically drop every 2 weeks. 2 weeks gives you enough saturation time to really see what the market is, what it's doing, has a chance for your property to get absorbed. And obviously, being an investor, you're a motivated seller. Every month that it sits there on the market is another month that you're going to be either paying interest, or you could be using that money elsewhere. So it's an opportunity loss as far as using that money goes. So you want to get their property sold. Personally, I like to have my properties under contract within 30 days. You know, above 30, I start to get a little nervous. So what I like to do is just price it well to begin with. That's a big key. Majority of my properties sell within 2 weeks, but if it hasn't sold in 2 weeks, I'm going to drop it at that point. I'm going to do it unemotionally. I'm just going to look at the market and where it stands. If there's someone else that looks like they have a better product than mine, that's better priced, I want to be below that person by just a smidge, typically, assuming that I've also got an excellent product that looks just as well. Because I would want my house to be the first one to be sold, depending on the amount of buyers again, and we're talking about either a level market or a slightly declining market or something along those lines, where you have a limited number of buyers. Obviously, if you're in a buyer frenzy, more than likely your product would have flown off the shelf within the first 2 weeks and you wouldn't have had to worry about it. But if it's after the 2 weeks, I just again systematically drop it every 2 weeks until we get it sold, and then I'll usually look at a price break. Obviously, it depends on the pricing of the home. If you're looking at a $150,000 house versus a $600,000 house, you're going to really depend on how much you're going to drop it. On the 150, you might just drop it $5,000. On the $600,000 house, you might drop it 10, 15, 20, maybe even 30,000, depending on what else has come on the market, so you can get a good idea of when your property is going to sell relative to the rest of the market. So just a quick tip as far as when to price drop your house. Hopefully that'll help you out in the future. Hopefully you'll never need this tip, and your properties will sell quickly. That's the whole goal to begin with. But if not, this is the way that I do it. So it's Greg with the Reality REI tip of the day, coming to you from the west side of Oahu on the northwest corner, hiking up to Kiana Point. Make it a great day.